This is the video review for Transformers Prime First Edition Terrorcon Cliffjumper. So here is the Terrorcon Cliffjumper, and he is a remold or a retool of the original First Edition Cliffjumper, who sadly, even with the new re-release, or not re-release, but the new release of the First Edition figures that was never released in the United States to begin with, for everybody else out there, the original Cliffjumper will not be one of them as far as we know. So if you were lucky enough to get an original First Edition Cliffjumper when they were out in Canada, or buy one from a guy that had them in Canada, that bought it from, that was in Canada like me, I guess you're lucky. I mean, this is one of my favorite molds in a long time, and I feel really sorry that a lot of people won't be able to get a hold of the original mold. I've seen people buy 3 different Cliffjumpers: the GDO one, the other Toys R Us exclusive, this one, and the Prime, the Robots in Disguise one, and make a Cliffjumper with the correct legs that come on the Robots in Disguise version, and make it with the head that comes with the Robots in Disguise one too. So I mean, it's saddening, but it's true. People just do get that for cheaper than having to buy the original Cliffjumper. So here is Terrorcon Cliffjumper. As you can see, obviously the difference is from the original Cliffjumper, which I have my Cliffjumper over here, but he is in robot mode, so we will see comparisons in robot mode. As you can see, it's the same exact red that they used. They just did not paint his rims. He's got, my camera will want to focus. There we go. It's got the, he's got the detailing, as in like he's been torn apart. He's got the crack there. He's got the 2 cracks there, which are actually completely see-through, so you can see the joint that is used for robot mode in there. And he's got the purple tinted windows. This section right here from the license plate down on the original Cliffjumper is just red. Yeah. And the only thing that's down here that's colored are these little things. But this little area is completely red, and it's actually completely silver this time. So I guess instead of getting silver paint on the wheels, we got silver paint down here. So as you can see, it's the exact same under here. So and he still has his Autobot symbol there. If my camera will focus. Yep, there you go. So to transform him, what you want to do is, it's still the same. Let me lift my camera up a little bit. Here we go. You just want to pop out the legs like that. And then you want to rotate them around like so. Do not try to rotate it the other way, because there is a piece that keeps the knee from bending too far forward, which, is it this leg? Yes, it is. I actually kind of broke off that little piece on accident. There we go. So, it's not really a big deal. It's just a watch out sort of thing. Then you want to... let me lift my camera up a little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Then you want to fold these pieces up like that. Lift out the arms. Pull them up and separate them down. Now, one thing I have noticed... and first you want to close that. And then something I have noticed with the Terrorcon Cliffjumper is some of the joints are so much tighter than on the initial release. It's a little scary because, as you can see, it came developed with a stress mark right here and right here. Now it's an area where it really wouldn't break, but it's still concerning to me. Then you just want to flip this piece down. You want to rotate this down a little bit. You want to rotate this around like that. You want to separate the chest a tiny bit, just enough to fit that in there. So then you got his little crease there. You want to flip his head up like that. Then you want to take this straighten out the legs like that. Fold in this little window piece. Then fold out his foot and clip the feet together, or clip the legs together rather. Do the same thing on the other leg. fold it down, clip the legs together. Then you get him to stand up. Then, lastly, you see this piece here. You just rotate these little pieces in and fold this up. And you pull this up, and there is a tab here, that little middle tab. There's a peg hole there. There's a slot there. You just want to get them lined up, and it fits right in. And then you want to take these headlights and fold them up to complete his lower chest area. And when my camera focuses, and we lift up my tripod a little bit, there you have the Transformers Prime First Edition Terrorcon Cliffjumper in his robot mode. Now, it is again a very, very nice figure. I really like this mold, although the feet or his legs are really the only thing on him that it's not show accurate. Obviously not this mold exactly because he's got, you know, the cracked horn and the different parts. But I'm going to bring in the original Cliffjumper here for a comparison. As you can see, the new Terrorcon Cliffjumper has a different head sculpt, which I will get into in a moment. He's got the cracked horn. He's got the you know, the oh my god, I've been killed, you know, rips and tears, you know, that he's been badly beaten and infested with dark energon. Gosh, camera, there we go. You know, and he other than that, it's just the window plastic colors. You can see the original Cliffjumper has the clear plastic windows. Well, this is a dark purple. It's a see-through purple though, which is good. So as you can see, that a lot of people are making their own versions of this, because apparently, although I saw one on eBay boxed and in the United States for less than $30 recently with shipping, as of yesterday, a lot of people are saying they don't want to pay 50 or 60 bucks to get Cliffjumper when, you know, they can technically kind of make their own, which I can see. It's just, you know, I do feel really bad that this never got a will never get a full-fledged U.S. release. So back to the actual figure, Terrorcon figure. I'm going to zoom in on his head. As you can see, the new Cliffjumper has like one side of his, you know, one side is almost identical, but then the other side's like, you know, as you can see, there's you know, they tore out, you know, like some of his eye socket is gone. You know, he's got the cracked horn. His mouth is kind of torn away a little bit on the side. You know, his mouth's open like, you know, like the noise he would always make. And like I said, the joint, you know, so, yeah, oops, sorry, I knocked him out. So, you know, that's a very nice head. So, and like I was starting to say, he has 2 stress marks on him. It's hard to see because it's relatively the same color as my backdrop right now, because I'm getting a little bit of reflection, but there is a small stress mark there and another one here from how tight the joints are, which slightly concerns me, but not enough to worry about it, because it's not in a thin point, and a thin enough point for it that it's going to snap. So, and other than that, like I said, all the joints are very tight, but, you know, that's the only one that so far has had any problems. So, and as, like on the last Cliffjumper, he has his blasters, so, you know, obviously this time he'll be blasting Autobots, Decepticons alike, because he's infested with dark energon. Well, half of him is, at least, you know, and as you obviously know, with this mold, you can take off the bottom and have him be the half robot like he was when during his time of actually getting killed, because Megatron chopped him in half. So, overall, do I recommend this figure? Of course I do, because I love this mold. I love everything about it. The feet, honestly, although they are not as show accurate as on the Robots in Disguise version, it is still a lot better than the Robots in Disguise version. Although you can swap the legs out, which I tried, and I thought the ball joints were different sizes compared to the hole on the two. Just might have been my figures. Although, you know, it's, you know, a completely different mold. You know, this one is not as show accurate from the legs down, and it's a completely different mold, and it's just, you know, and it's not the actual Cliffjumper. I do highly recommend it. Now, do I recommend this Terrorcon Cliffjumper or the San Diego Comic-Con one more? I can't give you an accurate recommendation on that because I do not have the San Diego Comic-Con one. I've only gotten this one, but I do plan on trying to get the San Diego Comic-Con version. So, so we will find out. But overall, I do really recommend this figure. Obviously, you can get him in some nice poses because of his nice stability. And it's at Toys R Us for between $12 to $18, depending on what Toys R Us you're at and if they're trying to rip you off or not. So, there you have him, a very nice figure in Transformers Prime Terrorcon Cliffjumper of the first edition line.